Pardon. Hey, Tay. Hi, Kathy.
Hello.
Kathy, is that a puppy that you have now, or a young dog?
Yeah, that's Zoe, and she's, I think, 8 months old now.
Yeah, I thought
She
I
was,
yeah,
yeah,
I thought I remembered that you guys lost an old one and some time ago. And
yeah, it's
she's
the whole COVID thing.
yeah.
And he passed on March 31st,
Oh,
and yeah, right in the middle of COVID,
right.
and and we got Zoe. It's like April 9th or something.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
She
Did
doesn't
I
go. She cries a lot.
Oh yeah, the younger years. Did I tell you that I lost my big old cat, Monty? I forget if I told you.
Oh,
Remember the
oh,
white and black one?
yeah. Very.
Yeah,
Was that
he
like?
he was 17, so he had a good life. Oh, there's the puppy. Hi, Don.
Hi.
He is so cute.
She wants out, so I'm going to go take her outside.
Oh, poor Monty. Too bad about Monty. That's really sad.
I know. I just got a call from the vets, and they have his ashes for me, so I have to go pick him up. And he'll join the ranks of my dogs, my former dogs, and the other cat, whose name was Spiky because he bit people, is buried out in the front yard.
Whoa. Yeah, because
Yeah,
just saw Monty. So was that like just not even a week ago, right?
that's a couple now, but he
Oh wow.
yeah, he survived being attacked last year, which was miraculous, the vets thought. But hey, Rob. But um, he just um, took a turn for the worse, and I don't really know what the turning point was, but the poor thing was so uncomfortable. I brought him in, and they
Yeah.
said he was severely dehydrated, and if they tried to, he was so fragile, they said anything we do is going to compromise his ability to survive. So
Wow.
I just decided that was the time. But
Yeah, he looked like he had gotten skinnier.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
cats
ate.
frail.
Yeah, he ate well. But I think other things were going on.
Yeah. Yeah, Annie's last few days were horrible. She was in a lot of pain. It was really bad.
Yeah, it's hard you can't watch it for too long.
No. Well, when I called the vet by accident, I got the oncology lady and I told her what was going on. And she said, no animal should be in that much pain. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Kind
a
of,
really hard decision.
yeah. Well, ours was easy. Sadly, it was easy.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't let her suffer anymore.
Yeah.
So, and then it was Dawn's birthday.
Oh,
So this has just been a fabulous year, hasn't it?
oh, honestly, yeah, one thing after the next. So Sam's not able to join us tonight, so I'm gonna
Oh, cool.
sit in his place.
We have you.
You have me. Hey, Frank.
Hello. Oh, I like the clock behind the cat. We can keep track of ourselves.
Yeah, I'm usually over further. And tonight, see what time kind of weird. It's the little kid's clock, so it has seconds and minutes and everything on it. Trying to teach Tate how to read time a couple years ago.
A couple years ago, oh my God, he's gotten older. God.
He's gonna be 7.
To be rude, I remember when he was fresh out of the oven. My goodness, wow.
I'm here. I'm just picking up my vehicle. So.
Is that you, Tay?
Yeah, I'm just picking up my vehicle.
Good, good.
Not my vehicle, a vehicle. Anyway.
Good luck.
Hi, Dave.
Hello.
Cool. Oh, good. Who's that?
It's me.
Hey,
Hello.
How are you?
Pleasure to see you all.
And you.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, Chris.
Hey guys.
We're not expecting for Sam tonight. He was called away to pick up a large truck. As Chris, I think he talked to you.
Yeah.
And so I think we're kind of waiting on Tammy.
Awesome.
Cool. I'm gonna get a writing utensil. Okay. I know Tammy's been having a heck of a time with everything IT related.
Is
I
Sasha running late?
Oh, Sasha, thank you, Chris. I totally forgot about Sasha. So yeah, I don't know the scoop with Sasha. I'm gonna send her a text.
Okay.
Hi, Chris. So we're meeting at the course, correct?
Yeah.
With-
Yeah.
Okay. Brooks joining us?
Possibly. I got to talk to him a little bit. I'll talk to
Okay.
him after the meeting.
Sure. I
Tammy.
mean, either way is fine. Hi, Kathy.
I know you'll be up late since the game's on.
Yeah.
Freaking
I'll
11
set-
o'clock probably.
Yeah, I'll just set my clock. It's okay. Old people have trouble sleeping anyway.
I do too.
Shut up. You're too young.
Getting up all the time in the middle of the night to go run a tow truck that gets you.
Oh God, yeah.
Hey,
Forgot
would you
about
rather?
that.
Did you get the total of flaming
or a domestic?
truck on Hill today?
No, but I heard it was full of Gatorade, so.
Oh, I was right behind him when it caught fire. And I passed it as quick as I could because I knew if I stopped, I'd be stuck there all afternoon.
Oh God. Hey, Sash.
Yeah, I had a doctor appointment at 3 and I was about to get on the interstate when the deputies came, made the left-hand turn, and I went home and called the doctor and said, see you next week.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And Marty, I was so glad you gave me a heads up.
Well, I try to get a hold of a few people, you know.
Tammy says she's trying to connect, and once she does, I think we're in good shape to start.
I saw
Sounds good.
we should all try and connect.
We should. Oh, Brandy.
Aha. Hi, Brandy.
Brandy.
Hi.
Cool. We're just about to start up as soon as Tammy joins us.
Okay.
If I may, I have something I'd like to read. Everyone is here and we're starting before the meeting actually starts. It's a short thing.
Say that? Say that again, Marty?
Tammy joined the meeting.
Oh, Tammy, good. All right.
I have something. I have something I would like to read to the assembled mass.
Before we start?
Really quick.
Okay. Hey,
Yes.
Marty, can I just warn, both you and Frank are hard to hear. So if you can just be aware of that as you speak, that would be helpful. But Marty, do you want to just read it before we start? Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah, I just want to read it before we start once Tammy is joined. Oh, Tammy is here. Okay.
Yep.
I got
Tammy,
here. Sorry.
welcome. Hi, Tammy.
Okay, I'd be ready.
Okay, Marty, can
Hi,
you
Tammy.
get closer
Hi,
to your
Tay.
speaker? Marty?
Hi, Tay. I didn't say hello before, but hello now. How's that?
That's too loud.
Is that the opposite end of the pendulum?
That's
Okay.
the opposite end.
All right, anyway, this was a draft. How is this?
Can we
Try
Is this
it.
okay?
Try it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This was a draft on 21 January 2020. And it is a draft of guidelines for public meeting, and I just want to read one section.
Marty, Marty, you're cutting out.
Section 2, practice respectful, honest, and direct communication. List yes, dear.
Marty, we lost you.
Shit ass rat fuck. I don't know what the hell to do.
Well, we can't hear you
It's not even
well.
sending any text messages.
Marty,
I
if
have
you
full
mute your
Wi-Fi,
video, that
Marty,
other than no.
Marty, Tay might have a suggestion
Hello?
for you. Yeah, Tay might have a suggestion for you.
Hello?
try to mute your video while you're reading your letter.
Did you hear that, Marty?
Yes, I couldn't hear you. Okay.
Got it. So mute, close your video off and try again.
Okay. Where the hell is the video?
Okay, you got
How
it.
do I do that?
It's
Ah,
perfect.
stop video. I got it. Is that any better?
Much better.
Okay, thank you, Ted. All right. Let's do the practice respectful, honest, and direct communication. Listen with an open mind and your full attention. Do not interrupt conversations. Stay on point. I know who's guilty about that. And on time. Let others participate. And of course, the part about silencing your phone, just hit mute when, you're, threatening the board with heavy breathing and coughing and clicking of false teeth and stuff like that. That's it. Just want to remind, and the question is, did we ever take this draft and adopt these procedures?
Yes, we did.
Thank
Marty,
you.
Marty?
Yes, dear.
Okay, we did adopt those. The previous board did. And Tammy is going to post them for us when we get back into our usual in-person session. We probably could also make them more apparent to us for the remote sessions. It's a great reminder. I don't know if it's necessary for this board to adopt those ground rules. Again, it might be a good idea to do that, to just.
I missed what you said. You were just watched your lips interact with each other, and I assumed breathe, but there was no sound emanating from your visage.
Can you hear me now?
That's a commercial line. I don't know whether that's copyrighted material. Be careful. Yes,
We did adopt those.
thank
And
you.
we should circulate them again, and maybe it would be good for this board to review and adopt them anew.
Sure. That's one of the reasons why I read them. I think they're significant. And I would like to comment that I muted you, you son of a bitch. Shut up. They hung up. Okay. That was my other phone. I'll mute it in a minute. So yeah, no, I think it's a good idea, and we've modified our behavior somewhat, but there's always room for improvement.
Reminding.
Huh?
Room for reminding.
Yes.
Good. Okay, Marty, thanks. And so Tammy, can we put that on your list? Would you be willing to circulate those ground rules again for the board to look at?
Yes, of course.
Great. So Kathy, I was going to say, do we want to go and adopt the agenda and get the meeting started, or? Can't hear
You
you.
betcha.
Kathy, you're on mute.
I don't see a recording. Are we recording yet?
No, oh gosh, I don't see recording either. Hey, Tay. Okay, let me start recording. Please ask the host to give you permission to record. Okay, I'll record on my phone.
Just got upstairs. Hold on. You should be able to. You can't do it. Hang on.
It says you have to
Oops, I
give me
can't hear you.
permission to do it.
I'm gonna switch. So you're not able to share?
No, I'm not able to record.
Oh, you should be close. Oh, that's fine. It is being recorded, so you know. So
Recording it. Okay, recording is now paused, it says.
oh, that's fine. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Yay, cool. All righty. So thank you, Kathy, for catching that. Would somebody like to motion to approve the agenda?
Tara,
Yep.
we need to add the acceptance of the quotes for SURSA for next year so they can be returned.
Okay, Tammy, let's start the process and bring that back in the discussion. But yes, good. Thanks for the reminder.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Kathy,
That
I
was-
need you guys to say your names.
Sasha,
I've got it
moved.
on here, but I'm listening.
And
here.
Chris seconded.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm on the
Are you
phone.
sure?
All
this
in favor?
meeting.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
No objections.
Okay.
Motion passes. Great, thanks. Roll call, we have everybody but Sam here, correct? Am I missing anybody else? Okay. Opportunity for public comment. Would any member, oh, Sash,
I think we need to list the members of the public that are here for Tammy to take down in the minutes.
oh, good idea. So Tammy, we have Brandy Monique with us. We
Okay,
have Rob Duray with us. And I think that's it.
thank you.
Cool. So Brandy or Rob, do you have anything you'd like to say as public comment before we start the agenda?
Nope, I'm just here for the liquor license stuff. Thanks, though.
Great, good, welcome. Brandy?
Yeah, so I joined today because I was just inquiring about parking ordinances.
Okay. What's your question?
Well, so far it's just been unclear if there are any and where to find them.
Tammy, do we have parking ordinances available to the public at the town hall?
You know, I do, and I'm sorry I did not get it off to Brandy last week, and I will get that in the morning. I will email it to her.
So Brandy, that there is an ordinance for parking. That does not say that we're good at adhering to it or that it doesn't need a fresh look. I don't know if you have the ability to stay with us until the agenda commences, but I know we're going to be talking about, and Sash, this is your agenda topic, the mapping of town streets, that it might be something that we can be clear about once we
Yeah,
have.
I think I can. I'm pretty sure I can hang in there. I've got something at about 30, 40 minutes, but I'm pretty sure I can hang in.
Yeah, and can't modify the agenda quite now, but Brandy, if you're not here when we have that conversation, please follow up and we will follow up with you to after you've had a chance to look at the ordinance and answer any questions you might have and integrate constructive input going forward. Is that agreeable?
Yeah. I think my main thing is I just wanted to take a look first, and I didn't want to take up anyone's time if it was something, that wasn't sort of clearly laid out right now. But I just wanted to take a look and kind of see what the ordinances were currently.
Okay.
I guess one thing I could mention is I've just sort of asked around because I'm fairly new here, but just inquired with various different people about what exactly are the ordinances. And of course I don't want to assume that that any one person is an authority, but I was under the impression that parking, for instance, on Main Street had a 2-day limit. So just as an example,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, in excess of 2 days is a bit much, but I've had people parking in front of my place for 4, 5, and 6 weeks, also behind my place for extended periods of time. So when it gets up to like 4, 5, 6, now there's a vehicle that's been there for over 3 months, almost 4 months. I kind of felt like it was time to chime in because I'm sure that whether it's 2 days or 4 months, there's probably some ordinance that says something about it.
Mhm.
So if anyone happens to know right now if there is any ordinance regarding the duration of time, that would be good.
Yeah. I don't know whether there is. Tammy, do you have any recollection about whether there's any specific time engaged in the current ordinance?
I don't know that there are. I looked up some of the information, and that's partly why I didn't email it to her because I didn't finish looking for it. So I need to go back a little further, maybe.
So that's great. Sash, go ahead. Sash?
If you would like, I could quote the parking ordinance. It's ordinance number 327. And I have it because it's on the agenda for later today, this evening. But under section 2, under street parking, as it's written right now, it says streets may be used by properly registered vehicles, pedestrians, bicyclists, and non-typical motorized vehicles, such as golf carts. Vehicles subject to Colorado or federal law must comply with such laws, including wear of safety equipment, etc. And then it says, because of the narrow streets of the town, all street parking shall be parallel and shall abide by fire lane restrictions. Only properly registered vehicles are allowed to park on streets. Encroachment onto streets by placing personal items is prohibited. In this regard, inoperative equipment, watercraft, recreational vehicles, and other personal items may be parked on the streets for no longer than 1 week. Long-term parking of unregistered vehicles or personal items is prohibited.
Great, great. Can I suggest, Brandy, I hope that provides at least some information, but I would like to suggest we bound this discussion and Brandy, maybe provide you what you've already asked for, which is a copy of the ordinance. Sasha, thank you so much for reading that. And take some time to look at it, and then let's talk about it. If you've got specific concerns, which might be the same that you listed. Is that agreeable to you?
Yeah, it didn't sound like there was anything in there about duration. So it sounds like it all sounds very reasonable. But I guess my question is more about like, okay, if a vehicle has been parked there for sort of, I think what people would consider an unreasonable amount of time, which obviously would have to be defined in more specific terms, but utilizing the town streets, especially in front of people's properties, for a duration of time that starts to sort of be like the vehicle appears to be abandoned. I don't know how else to put it, but 2 days to me already seems like a fair amount of time. So I'm not sure when I inquired around where 2 days came from, but if there is no ordinances about the duration of time, you know, maybe we could talk about the next time that we actually talk about parking ordinances, about the duration of time and what seems fair for everyone. Because like I said, there are vehicles, there's one vehicle, a Toyota, that's in front now that's been there nearly 4 months. So where is it considered like, okay, there's a reasonable amount of time where a vehicle's been left here, but 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, 4 months, you know, upwards of a week seems like too much.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. So how about we do provide you with the ordinance, take opportunity to really look it through, and let's put this back on the agenda at some near but future meeting. And Tay, I know you have a comment.
Just a question.
A question, okay. And then I do want to get through the meeting itself, but take
No, I just wanted to clarify what she read. I was trying to hear the last parts of it. What was the week applicable to? Because I've been curious about that too.
Is it okay if we wait till we get to that part in the meeting because
Yeah,
it's on
sure.
the agenda?
Yes, as long as we can read that part of that.
I'll read that section again if we could wait so it's on the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Brandy, so this is by no means the end of the conversation, and thank you so much for bringing it up. And Tammy, when do you think you can get Brandy the ordinance?
I can do that first thing in the morning.
Okay, okie dokie. Great, and Brandy, broader perspective, that the town is engaging in a broader assessment, finding of ordinances to organize them and codify them. And so this is one of a number of ordinances that I suspect at some point in the process, we're going to be revisiting and refreshing and throwing out, but recognize that we're embarking on probably a longer term process that hopefully will address concerns like yours in the future. And Tammy, just so you know, Senator Steve is on the line as well.
I'm sorry, who?
Senator Steve.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. And Kathy, did you have a comment you wanted to add? No, okay. Cool. Bill payment. Does everybody have a copy of the bills? Does anybody not have a copy of the bills? Kathy?
I don't have a copy of the bills.
Tammy, did you send them out, right?
I did.
Were they part of the 6?
No, they were today.
Oh, okay.
Check your
Yep.
spam folder.
Yeah, and
That's. Sarah, are you able to forward them if they didn't receive them?
I didn't get them either. I have the hard copy, Tammy, but I didn't get the electronic.
Oh, email on my side.
Huh.
Nobody received them?
Definitely not.
Nope.
Huh.
I would be all right if Sarah wanted to read them off. Otherwise, maybe we push it off till you can forward them off at the end of the meeting.
I may be able to do that if you want to continue with the agenda.
Yeah, okay, Tammy, how about, are you gonna read them off to us?
I can do that.
Why don't you do that? Is it a long list?
It is a bit long, but we can get through it.
If you have a copy, Sarah, you could share it onto the screen.
I do not have a copy
Oh.
electronically to share. Sorry. So if you guys don't mind, let Tammy read them.
Okay.
It's all yours.
We have the Mountain Buzz payments for the pizza, $164.23. Ted Parker being reimbursed for boardwalk materials, $155.22. Chuck Jedley reimbursed for all projects, $869.25. Kim Hammond, building department, $280. Tammy Sanford reimbursed mileage and gas from June to September, $513.80. Town of Georgetown, $9,899.52 for August wastewater treatment. Sullivan Green CV, $2,089 for general matters and $2,200 for the board training session. Water quality control professionals, $2,380.15 August water plant operation. Cassell, $115 for October water sewer software report. And Excel Energy, we have $358.86 for streetlights, $81.92 for the town hall, $14.64 town shop, and $11.22 for the sewer meter. And then there will need to be an interfund transfer for the sewer debt service and payment, which is $10,790 for a total of $29,922.81.
Any questions, folks, for what Tammy has read to us?
I move to approve the bills, Chris.
Sasha second.
Sasha got you, Frank. Sasha seconded.
Okay.
And anybody not comfortable with passing this? Okay, so the motion passes. Thank you so much. Tammy, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, administrative items, approval of August 10 meeting minutes. Did everybody get a chance to look at them?
Yeah. I move to approve August 10th minutes.
I second it, Kathy.
Kathy, great.
Chris made the motion, sorry.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, Marty, did you say aye?
Aye.
Motion passes. Approval of minutes for August 24.
I move to approve the minutes for August 24th.
Chris.
Chris,
Second.
I was getting there.
Marty seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Cool, cool. Motion passes. Staff updates. Tammy, do you want to give us an update, and then I'll give an overview of where we are with road and bridge stuff?
Yes, in fact, it'll be kind of quick. I did do the Sursa walkthrough with Christina, so I'm waiting for her to provide us with the property survey. And I've been kind of moving things around and trying to organize the part of the town office that is back together. And I know Tay's been working on the drywall, so very happy about that. Catching up on the emails, trying to finish the books out, and just getting things wrapped up before it gets to be winter time again. So I had a little stack of backlog from vacation that kind of grew last week when I had a few extra meetings and things that I didn't get done. So I'm continuing to get caught up on all of that. And then I got the meeting together, and I'm still operating from home with no landline or internet. So trying to get that fixed so I can be part of the meeting again.
Thank you, Tammy. Good luck there. Any update on time frame for getting your internet back?
God, no, unless you know somebody that works at CenturyLink that speaks human.
No.
Apparently, whatever happened at the courthouse was, I had to wait a week for a repairman, and then now the people pull up in the trucks out there, but nothing seems to be happening. So I guess I'll be looking into a different provider tomorrow.
Oh, well, good luck. Any questions for Tammy, board members? Go to Tay. No questions, all righty. So this is a quick update on, you guys remember there were 8 tasks for interim performance evaluation. So there may be other topics you want to cover, but road maintenance, communication between Sam and me in particular, just as her points of contact. It's working as we are with Tammy, kind of on a backup system. And Sasha, this relates, I think, ultimately to the work that you're doing on, emergency response, backup planning and stuff. So some work on that. Great progress on the heating at the town shop, and progress on town signage. The inside of the drywall, repairing the leak from the roof damage is complete. It just needs to, we have to paint the walls. The question there that we may or may not want to answer now is the painting just on the area of repair or the whole wall? Should we take advantage of freshening up? Sursa training for playground safety was completed. The reverse 911 system that's going to both enable us to contact town residents, sewer, water resident owners by phone, as well as develop a comprehensive list of emails, is well underway, and we should receive a kind of a fleshed out document outlining the implementation plan. The website page to collect data is done. The form to collect the information is done, and a necessary account with an organization, Click and Tell, has been established. And there are photographs of some of this work, which I'm just going to share with you guys to take a look at when you can. And I just can't access my email. So anyway, any questions on that?
I just, oh, maybe she muted herself. Okay, sorry. Tammy's phone was making noise, so I quieted it briefly. My bad.
Thanks. Chat. So oh, go ahead.
I would just like to say that the stop sign cone on our street has helped, but I don't think because people read it as stop. I think they're just confused that there's something in the street. And so I appreciate it. It's worked. So thank you for that piece of signage.
Yeah, I was going through a couple of different things because I even blew through the stop sign because I would see the cone at the side and I would look, and then I was in the intersection. So I was like, oh, we've got to change that. So I was hoping something. It's kind of a weird European Asian cone topper sign. So
well,
I thought
it's
it
also
was
helped big rocks holding the cone in place, because if they happen to go through the stop, they hit the big rocks, and that sucks for them too.
Great, great. Any other comments, you guys, before we go on? Nope. Oh, I'm sorry, Marty.
Yeah, I'd like, you said there was progress on the signage, correct?
Marty, can you turn your video off? And thanks.
Yeah, there was progress on the, yeah, I just did that. I realized that. Thank you. Progress on the signage. I'd like specifics because I still don't see any no parking fire lane on Silver Street, which is a significant issue to me. And we've talked about it on May 11th and May 27th.
Okay.
The other question I have is about barricades. Are they in place? Because today, due to the semi-annual truck fire on Silver Plume Hill or nearby, there were people zooming along Main Street again.
Yeah.
And so I would like to
hear specifics on that.
Shove them up on.
Yeah. So Tay, can you address Marty's questions?
Yeah, I have a whole bunch. I'm waiting for 2 more signs, and I just kind of lumped that into a day that I'm going to install signs instead of doing one here and one there. But those are ordered, and the barricades are ordered. I got a shipping notice, but they're coming by freight because they're fairly large. We also got some speed bumps and some lighted LED solar power lights that go in those cones, and we got a whole bunch more cones so we can respond to things like this. Right now we don't have enough equipment to really respond properly. And I tried to be mindful of, I was very mindful of costs. I came in $1,000 less than I had estimated, and we even got a lot more stuff than I thought we were going to get. And then aside from that, I tried to get stuff that is space savvy because there's not a lot of places to store things. The caboose has expanded into another bay in the shed, and there's now a dump truck in it. So, so we've got the barricades that we got are collapsible. They go from 8 feet to, they can just fold right up. And then aside from that, I also got cone barricades, which are these highly reflective metal bars that go across 2 cones. So those things are really easy to carry around in any kind of vehicle or what have you, as opposed to, like right now I haul a trailer around to grab all that stuff and what have you. But you know, we could have some in place there. We'll figure it out once we get it where we can best use it. But it is on its way. There's no ETA for it because it's coming normal freight, which means they're going to call us and unload this huge truckload of stuff at some point in the very near future.
Okay, and if you know when it's arriving, I'll be glad to help move that shit around, unless they're, going to do the right thing and actually provide the musculatorial services.
Nope, they're not going to loan us out their muscles. That very specifically says that if we don't have a loading dock, I have to take it off the truck. But it's all.
Get a hold of me, I'll be glad to help.
Yeah. But yeah, they should. I'm guessing they'll provide a freight estimate once it gets closer, and then they usually schedule like a window within a few days. That's been my experience with freight. I don't know about the freight company that they're using. So.
Yeah, if I know in advance, I can make myself available. The other question I had is,
Cool.
are the holes by the coffee shop the right size to put posts in that we can put permanent signs up there.
On
Okay.
Silver Street?
No, on Main Street, the no parking here to corner sign, I was under the assumption, if I'm wrong, correct me, that those holes that the 4x is in with the sign on it was initially put there in order to accommodate a post of a specific size. Because I know last year in winter, there was ice in them, so we waited till spring to address it. So I just, and if that's not correct, I just, correct me, let me know.
Okay, the posts are for 4x4s that can be trimmed down just a bit, and they'll only sit 4 feet tall as opposed to the normal 8 feet tall that a sign sits. It kind of makes it stick out a little bit because it's a very crowded corner. And one of the post holes shifted significantly, so it's probably gonna have to be straightened out a bit. But yes, those are the correct post holes. Those are permanent. And then
Right.
the only thing and our signs do that all over town. And I spent a little time to no avail looking to see if there was like a twisty post that you could put up where like, oh, the hole moved and we can just angle it back. But I have not found anything like that. So
Great. So that's great. Marty, that do it for you?
You bet. Thank you. And
Okay.
I like the stop cone.
Oh, good. Good. Any other comments, you guys, for Tay before we turn? No? Okay. Thanks, Tay. Much appreciated. I would love to transition now to new business and action items. And first on the list is Bread Bar. Application to renew tavern liquor license and ratify interim temporary license permit to operate. And I'm thinking real quick, Tammy, does it make sense for you to briefly update the board on this, and then Rob, turn to you for your thoughts?
You need to recess the board meeting and call the liquor authority to order, and then we could proceed to do that.
Okay, how do I do? Okay, I am temporarily closing the board meeting. And what language do I use to open up the new session, Tammy?
And the Silver Plume Liquor Authority is called to order.
And the Silver Plume Liquor Authority is called to order.
Okay.
Okay. So now,
I guess we failed to notice that we had less time to get this done, and Rob filed his application late. So we issued him a temporary license.
Okay.
And we issued it for 30 days and then another tentative 30 days because it has to come back from the state. So in order for him to continue operating, we issued that on Friday because their liquor license expired at midnight on Friday. So their application, I did forward it to Joe Seavey, and I did not have any comments back as of today's email. So I don't believe, you can ask Rob, but I don't believe he said there were any changes to corporate officers or any other, we didn't have any citations or complaints filed on the liquor license throughout the year. So he did pay the fees this afternoon, so he has met all the requirements and filed his application to renew for another year.
okay, and Tammy, can you clarify the dates, and then Rob, I'll turn to you. But so Rob is and Co are good for until when?
They have a posted liquor license until October 10th, I believe we put it.
Okay.
And then on the conditions, we listed another 30 days. So if we don't have it back at the board meeting before this one, when it expires 11th of October, then I will let you know and we can issue another 30-day permit.
Awesome.
Okie doke. And Rob, do you want to add anything before we open it up to board members?
Not at the moment. Thanks, Tammy, for helping to clear that up. That was a
huge help. Yeah, I don't think we have anything to add except, you know, the sort of our soft opening or kind of part opening that we've been doing for us has been going really well. I hope it's been working for town too. There's nothing to change right now. I think we've been talking with Sam a little bit about potentially expanding our liquor license to officially cover, you know, we've got that lot down below, and just extending it down there so we can continue to use it, continue to keep people distance. We'll let you guys know as soon as that happens, but no, for now, nothing's changed.
Okay, good. Board mates, do you have any questions or concerns?
No.
And Marty? Marty, you're mute. That means no concerns? Marty? Marty? Okay. Tammy, what kind of action do we need to take here? Do we move to approve something, or is this an update?
We need to move to approve and vote on the application to renew.
Okay, and that's what you sent us? Is that correct?
Did I think I put the application on there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one says expiration date 9/11/2020. So I was just wondering if it is a renewal.
That is his renewal. He is also going to have to pay he's paid the late fee to the state and to the town. So I'm hopeful that it'll come back within the 30-day period that we put on the permit.
And so it that comes back is going to have the correct date as opposed to the 9/11 date. Is that correct?
Well, when I say come back, when we file the application for renewal, the State Liquor Authority will send his actual physical license back to us so he can post it in the bar.
I'm happy to chase it down too. Last year I had to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we did this once before because they were moving at the time we filed his renewal. So
Right.
It was actually delayed once before.
Right.
So
Okay. Good, Tammy. Thanks.
Are there any other questions?
No, well, Marty, are you there? Okay.
Yeah, the bar to unmute didn't come up, and I'm here. I am.
So are you okay with where we are on this?
Absolutely.
Oh, good, thanks. All righty. So does somebody want to make such
I
a
move to
motion?
approve.
Thanks,
I
Saj.
move to approve.
Chris seconds.
That was
Sasha?
Marty. That was Marty.
Oh, that was Marty. Any, is everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
thank you. Motion passes. Thanks, Tammy. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to resolution 2020-0A.
Miss Sarah,
Yes? Oh, we got to go
I'm
back.
sorry. You have to now adjourn the Liquor Authority and call the Board of Trustees back to order.
I adjourn the Liquor Authority and I call the Board of Silver Plume, Trustees of Silver Plume back to order.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tammy. Okay,
We'll get you to that.
resolution 2020-03A. Did everybody get a copy of this?
And move, we pass resolution 2020-03A.
Good.
Second.
Any
Aye.
questions or comments?
Who
Saj?
seconded?
Frank
Frank.
seconded.
I just had a
Somebody
quick
should
question.
read it.
Did.
So I would be happy to read it, but Sash, go ahead and say what you're going to say while I pull it up.
My question was just, And on the agenda where it said no action would be taken at the meeting, does passing a resolution count as action?
That's actually for public comment. Sasha.
Okay, I was just checking. I was confused when I read it and wanted to make sure. I have no other, good.
Good,
Okay.
all righty. And so I have to read it, Tammy, is that correct?
Well, we need to explain what it is we're changing. And the original resolution had an item number 4 that said we could not conduct quasi judicial meetings or proceedings affecting quasi judicial meetings, electronic and telephonic meetings. So we simply struck that sentence from the list on page 2 and renumbered the list.
Excellent.
Perfect.
That was a suggestion from the attorneys at the board training.
Yes,
That we-
yes. Good. Any concerns about that, folks? Tammy, thank you so much for saving my butt.
Oh,
All righty.
no problem.
So we've got the motion to approve and second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Was that you, Marty? Frank?
It was me, Sarah.
Frank, are you there? So, Frank?
Yeah, 5.
We have, well, yeah. What do you think, you guys? Should we go ahead and pass it? Motion
Yeah, we're good to
passes.
go.
One,
Just pass.
Tammy, motion passes, but Frank was not available.
Old people need to
Okay.
go to the bathroom during these things. Just back off. Cut them
Okay.
some.
So, number 3, assignment of address, 610 Water Street, CDOT Utility Building. What do we know about this? I know nothing about the assignment of a street address.
Okay, this was actually, I figured this out with Matt Taylor and with Excel Energy when we did remember when they removed all the trailer and the construction equipment from the CDOT lot and they got ready to do the utility building? So we came up with this address back then for them to set their electric pole for the construction site. And it coincides with your addressing system and with the addresses across the street. And the next address is on the other side of the entrance ramp, and that would be 540 Water Street, where we've approved that other development. So what we need is for the board to make a motion to approve this address, and then I can go back to the mapping department and they will make it official and get it entered in the system.
Does someone,
I move to approve that address, Chris.
Chris, good. Sasha seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thanks. If your motion passes, Tammy, thank you much.
You're welcome. Is Frank back?
Yes, he is.
Okay, thank you.
Sasha, you want to lead us down the mapping of town streets, fire lanes, no parking, etc.?
I do. I love that I get a category that says etc. Feels
Yep.
fun. We've had conversations with EMS and sheriff's departments and the ambulance service when they've come up of not being able to navigate through town effectively. I don't think that any one of us wants those services not to be able to make it to our homes if we should ever need them. And in going through our ordinance, which is ordinance number 327, it is vague, which seems to be historic with our ordinances. But but it does set forth some guidelines that I think that we need to, as a board, enforce more thoroughly to ensure not only public safety, but the ability of our public works director to function. She cannot be expected to plow the roads with abandoned vehicles or junk or whatever in streets where there should not be vehicles. In looking through our records, we do not have, as far as I can tell, a definitive map of our fire lanes as laid out. I did not, my investigation was not thorough. I know that we've had this conversation and that it has come up and that Tay has put out parking signage for different events and different things in accordance with those rules and what she was directed to do. So my purpose in keeping this on the agenda was to make sure that it stays on our list of things that are important to take care of and get sorted out for the businesses, the residents, and our employees to be able to do what they need to do effectively. Tay, before, did you want me to read that section one more time, or did you have a question separate from that?
Both. Because I meant, so it cut out for me on part of the section about the week, but also I just wanted to mention we have a GIS system that got started. So I don't know if you're familiar with it or if anybody else is, but input on, I don't know what the fire lanes are or where they are. That would be super helpful, and then we could digitize it. And I actually had this conversation with Kelly as well, that we need some GIS stuff, and Aqua for other needs our GIS stuff too. So we have a program if somebody wants to help input some information. I don't have the historical knowledge.
Yeah.
And then yes, on the reread on that, just that section, I missed the timeline, the time frames, because I was confused on that too.
That's great. That's great. And then we'll go to the rest of the board members, but I would like to make a motion on this to keep it on top. Sasha, if you would, continue.
With the reread, is that where we're at? Okay.
Yeah, if you would.
So it's section 2, and it is paragraph 4 is where it starts. So it's paragraphs 4 and 5. And it says streets may be used by properly registered vehicles, pedestrians, bicyclists, and non-typical motorized vehicles such as golf carts. Vehicles subject to Colorado or federal law must comply with such laws, including wear of safety equipment, i.e. helmets, seat belts, shoulder harness, etc. Street parking. Because of the narrow streets of the town, all street parking shall be parallel and shall abide by the fire lane restrictions. Only properly registered vehicles are allowed to park on streets. Encroachment onto streets by placing personal items is prohibited. In this regard, inoperative equipment, watercraft, recreational vehicles, and other personal items may be parked on streets for no longer than 1 week. Long-term parking of unregistered vehicles or personal items on streets is prohibited. So I believe that that's one point that definitely needs clarification in the future. In reading that section, in my understanding, long-term is any unregistered vehicle over a week, is how that's written.
Yeah.
I don't want to take any steps to interpret or change at this point. I want it brought to the board's attention, and I want us to continue to look at it.
Yeah. Okay. Board members, please weigh in here. Any reactions for Sasha? Questions for her? Marty. Marty, turn yourself off.
I turn myself on so you'll see me, and then I fumble my way
Thank you.
back down to the bottom. So give me some time. I'm old, and my hand-eye coordination has entered the process of decrepitude that someday, in about 40 years, when you're as old as I am, will afflict you, Ms. Whalen. So just
Thank you.
back off. Thank
Much
you.
appreciated.
Is it appropriate to include a actionable reaction to that situation? For example, if there's a vehicle blocking snow, if there's a vehicle that meets any of the criteria for no, you can't. What do we do about it? Could you please,
Yeah,
you know,
Sash.
at some point, is it appropriate to include that in the new improved version of the motor vehicular governing entity that we are going to do in the near future?
I want to, Marty, good question. I want to turn back to Sasha. I think the answer is we don't want to get into that now, but Sash.
The answer is the conversation is absolutely appropriate. That is not the purpose of it being on the agenda this evening.
Right.
And at a future meeting, I would like to have it on the agenda as an action item with a work session with a date certain. But right now it's just bringing the topic to everybody to gather their thoughts, and then we'll bring it back on the next agenda or shortly thereafter.
Great. That's what I was, I'm prepared. Thank you.
Sounds good. Other board members?
I think it's great. Let's stay on top of it.
Yes, we'll proceed with this.
Agree.
Sounds great. Great. And our one member of the public, Brandy, do you have a quick thought on this before we shut down the conversation?
Oh, well, I just really appreciate everyone considering it. Just to keep, I don't know, my concerns are just what is the specific duration for regular vehicles? How is it enforced? And can I put up signage? Because I think that if people, you know, outside of board members and people participating in the meetings aren't aware of any kind of regulations, how do we let people know?
Right. Good. Excellent. Thank you so much, Brandy, and thanks for hanging around for a little bit. So there's no further action on this for us. I just appreciate, as do the rest of us, Sash, that you brought this back to our attention. And let's think about when to reinsert it.
I have a meeting organizer question. Is there any way that Tammy can mute her phone? It's providing a significant amount of feedback.
Oh, Tammy, can you mute your phone?
Okay.
There we go. I was muting her, but then if she spoke, I wouldn't know.
Right.
Okay, good. That's all.
Thank you, Tammy. Thanks so much. It makes a huge difference, but definitely chime in when you need to. So moving on to number 5, bill pay option. Sasha, this is you again, company credit card processing.
I've gotten a few community complaints about the bill processing company that we are using on our website. One was that their fee ended up being $8 to pay their water bill. And then when they declined to continue processing their payment, now they're receiving junk mail from that company saying that they need to pay their bill, etc. And then a secondary complaint that I've heard was that the money was removed from their bank account on the date that they had scheduled their payment, but then not paid toward their bill in a timely fashion. And so I would really like for the board to look at using what the county and city of Georgetown and the city of Idaho Springs are using The woman that has helped set all that up for the county has said that she's more than willing to be available for meetings and to help with any setup or changeover. There is no cost to us to use this bill pay system that is through the state. And I believe, not 100%, that the cost on that is 1% to the customer. And I believe that I had forwarded this information to, if not the entire board, to at least Sarah and Sam. And I'm
Yeah.
more than happy to forward the information again. But I would really like us to at least pursue this and see if it's something that might be more applicable for us than the company that we are currently using.
Yeah,
So that's
good.
all on that. And she has said, her name is Barbara, and she's more than happy to be present at a board meeting and explain more in depth and more fluently than I am able to
I think you
the
were,
process and the cost.
yeah, that's great. Sasha, thank you. And yeah, I was going to go to board members. Chris, thoughts?
Could we just set up maybe on our next agenda for her to come in and present it to us? Just go ahead and put it on the agenda for the next meeting. I don't know if that's something that should be available for, or maybe at least open the line of communication on it.
Yeah, yeah. I see Marty has whatever has a comment.
Yeah, it's more of a question. Would it be possible in a way to, as a town, reimburse the 1% to the citizens, just to be nice guys and, you know?
Yeah, Tay, definitely hang on a sec. We want you to weigh in. Frank, did you have any thoughts?
No, it was just that I think that charging $8 for process a bill is ridiculous. So we should definitely look at changing our vendor.
Yeah, yeah. And Tay's going to be able to explain some of this, but Kathy, did you have any reactions, comments? Nope. Sash, yeah.
Just really quick, sorry, Tay. That was just one person that had made that comment to me. So I don't want anybody to think that it was a broad sweeping thing. That was one individual.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. So
Thank you, Sasha.
yeah, that's great. Tay, you set this up, and I know you did a bunch of research, and I know I think you've talked to Sasha about this. I'm not sure, but why don't you elaborate a little bit if you can?
Yeah, when we first set it up, it's just kind of a pilot. So the decision hadn't been made whether the transaction fee, which would be the 1 or 2% that Sasha was talking about. Is it the same? I'm not sure if it's the same one that she sent me at one point. So the 1% for that's for ACH, which is automatic check withdrawal. And for us, from our provider, that's actually free. And then they charge a 2.5% transaction fee, which we have the option to absorb or not. So if we're going to decide to take credit cards, we have to decide, is the convenience worth us paying the 2%, or does that person want to pay it? And they're notified that they can use the free option of automatic check withdrawal. So the one that Sasha gave me, that you gave me, Sasha, was 3.5% for credit card transactions and 1% for ACH.
So that's great, Tay. Thanks for the clarification. I guess my thought is, why not take Chris's suggestion, and what's the harm in having her come in and present to us? And Tay, definitely important for you to be there. And I mean, an option would be to have Sash, Tay, and is it Elizabeth? Sasha, did you say?
I think
whatever
that was Rebecca.
Yeah, but have the three of you guys sit down together, or to have Rebecca come in and give the board a presentation.
Barbara.
Yeah, Tay.
Is it possible to sit down, Sasha, and go over and like compare a few things side by side, because that wasn't the only option, and I think there's some other things that if I had your input on, we could maybe even come out with something better.
I'm more than happy to do that. But I would also kind of like to hear what she has to say and like hear her whole presentation instead of just me trying to glean what I can out of it without. But I would like to use, if she's willing to give us a presentation, I would like to use that as an opportunity, and then we can compare other things too. If there's something that you've seen out there that's better, I am all for it. But I would just like to have her background of it.
All right. Yeah, Tay, I think, yeah, Tay, go ahead.
Do you guys want a better, because I'm the one that explained to you the doxo, would you like them to come in and talk to you about that same thing, so you guys have something to compare to? Because if it's me explaining it, I might miss something.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So why don't we put those two things on the agenda, and Sash, let us know when good for her, and Tay, let us know when good for your guys. How about?
I'll just forward the whole email chain again. There's a baby in the corner. I'll just forward the whole email chain.
Okay.
To Tammy, in whatever way that works out.
And Tammy will distribute to the rest of us. Sounds good. But Sash, do you want to make arrangements for Elizabeth to come and talk to us?
Barbara.
Barbara. Sorry.
I'll send the initial email in a chain that I attach Tammy to, so that schedule occur from that side, if
So
that makes sense.
Tammy will schedule her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Sounds good. All righty. Marty.
Have all three of those women come, Sarah. We could have Mercedes, Barbara.
What's that? What's that, Marty? Marty, it's your turn. Main Street sidewalk. Marty, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, we could have all three of those women. Mercedes.
That's copyrighted.
Third one should come.
Okay. Marty, are you speaking?
No.
Okay, it's your turn. It's the sidewalk.
Okay, on May 26th, Chris made the suggestion that we blocked off the sidewalk to ensure in the interest of public safety. And lo and behold, 3.5 months at the last meeting, we acknowledged that that would be a prudent idea. And rather than pursue our ongoing, the check is in the mail policy, I would like to move that we do so in the interest of public safety, since we talked about it last meeting and have swung around and agree that it's a good idea. And if that's appropriate, let's do it. If not, let's schedule it for the next meeting. But let's get it done, because it's a hazard to the wonderful people that I have come to love, respect, and enjoy in my life.
Yeah, Marty, Marty?
Yes.
If you checked our record, we moved to do it. Is that correct?
No.
Oh.
No, we did not move to do it at that time. Chris suggested it, and the comment was, after you said it's been decades since someone has fallen in the grave, the board didn't think it was an action, it was needed to do it at that time.
Okay.
But at the last meeting, we changed our viewpoint to indicate that it is appropriate to block off the sidewalk.
But we didn't move on it.
So is it possible to make a motion or to direct or do whatever we got to do? No, we have not as of yet, and that's
Okay.
what I would like to know is, can we, since we wanna, based upon last meeting's discussion?
Yeah, yeah, I, I,
So can we?
I think we'll have more discussion regardless, Marty, but Sasha has a comment that she would like to add.
My understanding from the last discussion about this was that we had decided that blocking off the sidewalk was not what we were gonna do. And that we were going to post signage until we can get to the point of fixing the fence and fixing the sidewalk.
Sasha, we're losing you.
How about now?
Much better. Sorry.
Sorry. But my understanding was that we had decided that blocking off the sidewalk was not going to be the choice, and that it was going to be to provide signage saying that the sidewalk and fence are old and we are making steps to fix it in the future. But I could be incorrect, but that was my understanding from conversations.
Yeah, that you jostle my memory. That's what I recall as well. Do other board members have similar recollection okay, Frank and then Kathy?
Yes, I recall it the same way, that we decided we would not block the sidewalks and put some kind of cautionary sign or something up. That's the way I remember it. Okay.
Gotcha. Thanks, Frank. And Kathy, did you have?
I remember that too. And also Chuck chimed in, Chuck, the person that volunteered. to
Oh
do
yeah, Stanley. Yeah.
I think he actually said too that he knew where there was a stretch of that fence, the iron works around.
Right.
Follow up with that before he leaves.
Yeah, no, good idea, Kathy. Chris agrees with Sasha's recollection, Marty. Marty, yeah?
Yeah, I'm here. I had a comment to address Kathy's thing, is that we discussed that way back when we first raised it, and Sasha made the point, which is perfectly valid, that if we replace that fence, we create an illusion of safety, and if someone leans on the rest of the fence and goes kerplunk in the street because she feels, and I agree,
Yeah.
that the rest of the fence is not sufficient to ensure safety. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
section of fencing was talked about and said, not a good idea.
My suggestion is that we don't lose either of these things, but Kathy, we separate out the fencing from the signage
Okay.
about the broken sidewalk, if that's okay with you.
I don't think we separate. I think it's a dead issue, so that's fine. I think Marty explained it fine. Yeah.
Thank you. Yay! Go Broncos.
Okay, so it's a dead issue, fine. Sash, did you have something further to say? Tay.
I just have a point of practicality for you guys. I don't know if you know, but the original fencing was done by the Haskins. It was all done as one piece. So even though it looks like it's sections, it's not. It's not supposed to be. It's broken. So I think if we're going to replace it, it all has to be one large piece. So that's just so you guys understand how it's constructed.
Yeah, no, that's helpful. And so Tay, the takeaway I'm getting is the signage warning people about the sidewalks. So where can we put that on the list, and where does it fit?
If you guys move to put signage on there, I can find. The new signs that I got, the ones that were supposed to come in when COVID started, I ordered from a new company and they're coming right away. So we could order those right away.
So,
I think they're like $30 a piece.
okay, okay. So does somebody want to make a motion, Saj?
I so move that we get those signs, put them up in the most efficacious utilization of the temporal resources available to us at this time and in the future. And we not move at a speed which makes a glacier look like Usain Bolt running the 100-meter dash.
Tammy, did you get that? Tammy?
Our phone is muted, but I don't know if she can hear us.
She can hear. Oh, maybe not.
Tammy, did you
Yes,
get that?
I got it.
Okay, good. Saj?
So I'll second, but I would like to add verbiage for said sign that makes sense, please. And if we're ordering signs to be put on the fence, I would like it to be similar to what they have in Georgetown around the park and the creek that say, historic fence, please do not lean, safety hazard. Whatever makes sense of that combination of words. And I'm happy for whatever signage gets put to that effect.
So Marty, are you okay with modifying your motion to include that?
I am ecstatic and I am overwhelmed with glee at that addition.
Thank you. Good. So other folks, any comments or questions, board members?
No.
I can send a proof of the sign before I order it. And I don't think that's a public thing. I think anybody can just be like, yeah.
That sounds great, Tay. That's
Okay.
great. And would you keep us up to date on timing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds good. All righty. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Super. Thanks, Marty. Thanks, everybody. Dinger Park. Is this you, Tammy?
I guess it would be. We dipped down to 19 degrees down here in Georgetown, so I guess the time is quickly coming that we need to get him to drain those lines. So once we do that, there would be no more group use of the park.
Yep.
So I wanted you to approve that and make sure everybody knew about it, so we didn't have any more requests coming in for. I think with COVID, it's reasonable to say that we put up a sign that says any gatherings in excess of 10 people, please check with the town of Silver Plume prior to doing so. I didn't know if you wanted to consider signage like that, or maybe the park committee would like to come up with something. So we can turn that water off and not have to worry about it now for the winter.
I think that's good. Is there a park committee?
Frank and Kathy and someone else were going to work on park rules and guidelines.
Oh, okay. Yep. Sounds good.
Right.
So, can we entertain a motion, you guys, to address this if you are in agreement?
I move that we have Tim Hammond turn the water and drain all the water out of the town park bathrooms, as well as having the committee make a sign that is verbally correct for the COVID rules on the park.
Can there be a date added to it?
Let's say by September 21st, 1 week.
Sorry?
Okay.
Hey, a date that we make the signage by, or dating on like how the chain rule is September to May? Is that what were you asking as far as a date?
Oh, I was just wondering what date the water is going to be shut off. I've been doing work on the park over there, so if you guys could include a
1
time
week.
frame, that would be helpful. Is it possible to make it 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'm fine with 2 weeks if everybody else is.
I think the forecast is fine for the next little bit.
Yeah.
I modify my motion to say 9/28 is the turnoff date.
Good. Sasha, you second the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
I
Aye.
Cool.
Bye.
Okay, Marty. Thank you, Tammy, for bringing that up.
You're
Um,
very welcome. Now we need to bring up the Sursa quotes.
Oh, the Sursa quote, thank you. I was just going to say that. Can you,
They
bring
came in
forth-
just after I got the agenda out for you. So
Good.
the workers' comp is going up $540 from last year, but the property and casualty is going down $842 from last year. So I need you to make a motion to approve Sarah to sign the quotes and send them back so we can get them in on time.
So moved.
Marty,
Second, Chris.
Chris, cool. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Tammy. Okay, old business. Updating building code work group update. Chris, I know we've got a
So-
scheduled meeting.
Yeah, we still got a scheduled meeting for the 22nd, a week from tomorrow. I am hopeful to have all those documents, Idaho Springs, Georgetown, and an original copy of the building code that we are looking to adopt to you guys by the end of the week. I'm with Kelly right now, just getting all that finalized and put into one big PDF. So,
Sounds great.
and then if you want to go ahead and jump right over, I got Sam covered on his vehicle update.
That would be great, Chris. Any questions, comments, you guys?
On the building code.
The building code? Sounds good.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Wait.
I got one.
Oh, Sash.
Did we say what time we were gonna have that meeting?
No, I think I said 6, but it's up to you guys.
I would prefer an hour earlier.
Me too. I really would.
But if we're gonna throw it into the schedule and into the minutes, I'd just like to have a time certain.
I can go 5 or 6, guys, whichever is good for you guys.
6 is better for me, please.
Let's do 6 on 9/22 Tuesday.
Sounds good.
We'll just use this normal Zoom account if that's all right, I assume.
Sounds
Cool.
good.
Any other questions?
Cool.
All right.
Town vehicles.
So Sam wanted me to update you guys. We talked to Stormy. He's got a junk truck laying around that has no motor in it, but it's the same exact year as the orange dump truck. And he told Sam that he would charge the town $300 and they could have it. And it's got the rear end in it that the orange truck needs. So what he was trying to get me to push across is see if you guys would like to do a motion to approve that we buy the truck from Stormy so Sam could go ahead and get on that project of getting the orange truck going. One benefit too is that it'll have some other parts. It's got the same exact transmission that truck has in it and, other things that we can use as well. So he just wanted to see if we can pass a motion for that so we can get the ball rolling on that. I will pick the truck up. It's down at Rusty's. I'll donate the tow truck time. I'll just go grab it and take it up to where Sam's doing wrenching at up there in my impound yard. So I'll do all the hauling around, and I can even take the town dump truck and haul it down to Georgetown too if Sam's going to do the work down there on the tow truck. 'Cause I understand it's inoperable to drive. So
Yeah, you can't drive.
we can do all that. But I guess we'd entertain a motion to buy the truck from Stormy for $300.
So move.
I'll second. This is Sasha.
Sasha seconds.
As
Discussion.
long as we get an invoice from Stormy that
You know
says
he
the
will.
$300.
He can do that.
Sounds good. Any discussion? Questions? All in favor?
Yo.
Aye.
Aye.
I will talk to Stormy tomorrow and tell him that Tammy will get him a check for $300 and to get an invoice ready for the town of Silver Plume. $300
Excellent.
for the vehicle. And I believe it even has a title, but we can probably just junk it after this. So that'll just make it easier to get rid of.
Chris, that's great. Thank
So
you.
there's that. I think that's all Sam wanted to cover under vehicle items.
Cool, that's great. There are no mayor committee, or there are no mayor comments. Are there any committee comments that folks want to share?
Nope.
No.
I have a,
Oh,
let Kathy know I would love to be on the park committee if you can put up with me. And Frank.
Yeah.
That's a tall task.
They can't say no, Marty. Sash.
Sure they can.
I do have one. Please encourage everybody to fill out the CARES survey for business and relief related to COVID. It's been being posted on social media. It's on the county website. It's like 5 questions, takes less than 2 minutes. Share it with all your friends. Just I stay engaged on the county website because it changes faster than we have meetings to update. So,
Cool.
but that has a lot to do with funding for the town and how we'll get reimbursed and stuff. So,
Sounds
thanks.
good. Sounds good. Yeah, Tay.
I have an update from the STR ordinance committee. They're on a 3rd draft and it's gone really, really well. We have a lot of changes that the board suggested and that came across at the meeting have been implemented, and I think it's as a whole, it's doing great. There are some objections, but that's going to be with anything. But I just want to let you know it's been a really smooth and awesome process to work with. And
Great.
you guys and Rick is working really hard on it. Everybody that signed up for it is like really going for it. I think it's a nice little community thing that's been happening. I love it.
That's great. That's good to hear. Good. Any questions? Any other committee reports?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Sasha got you, Marty. Sasha seconded, Tammy. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a good night.
Go Broncos!
Meeting is
Good
adjourned.
night.
Meeting is adjourned. See you later. Thanks, Tammy. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
See you later. Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh.